Bitter criticism. Reading Russia Today. What's going on in Russia? I guess nothing is happening in Russia. Putin meets Abbas. Why the Russian-Palestine partnership endures? Abbas, who is Abbas? August 15. What? Moscow accuses Kiev on attacking Europe's largest nuclear power plant. Russia-Ukraine conflict. It says Putin meets Abbas. Why the Russia-Palestine partnership? Why the Russia-Palestine partnership endures? East Jerusalem sees Moscow as a crucial partner in securing stability both domestically and in the wider Middle East. Está muy rabiando la mente, se me motiva. Yo sigo rabiando, compañero, rima radioactiva. La camina va saliendo, yo tan solo la rima entonando. Venga que la tono, voy rabiando, compañero, esperando que lo pase de la. I thought Haniyeh was the president, but Haniyeh was just. I'm going to read this. Look. This article was by East Jerusalem sees Moscow as a crucial partner in securing stability, both domestically and in the wider Middle East, by Murad Zadigzadeh. Anyway, president of the Middle East Studies Center, visiting lecturer, HSE University, Moscow. We have a photograph from Russian President Vladimir Putin and Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas attended a meeting at the Novo Ogaryovo state residence outside Moscow, Russia. The Middle East is currently engulfed in a state of profound uncertainty, exacerbated by the ongoing conflict in Gaza and the escalating tensions between Israel and Iran following the assassination of Hamas political bureau chief Ismail Haniyeh in Tehran. In this volatile environment, some actors are compelled to seek clarity and reinforce their strategies. This is evident in the actions of President Mahmoud Abbas of the Palestinian Authority, of the Palestinian National Authority, who made a working visit to Moscow from August 12 to 14. His first visit since 2021. During his visit, Abbas held a 3-hour closed-door meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin. Following the discussions, Abbas expressed hope for continued humanitarian support from Russia, emphasizing that Palestine is in dire need of assistance given the complex situation it faces. He highlighted that cooperation with Russia in the realm of humanitarian aid is crucial for the survival and well-being of the Palestinian people. President Putin in turn reaffirmed Moscow's commitment to providing comprehensive support to Palestine, underlying Russia's active role in assisting the Palestinian cause. Russia and Palestine, a long history of relations. The relationship between Russia and Palestine has deep roots, which can be traced back to the 19th century when the Russian Empire began to expand its influence in the Middle East. During this era, Russia played a crucial role in protecting Orthodox Christians living in Palestine, as well as facilitating the construction of churches and monasteries. in the Holy Land. The Russian Orthodox Church established numerous spiritual missions in the region, which not only supported religious life but also played a significant role in strengthening cultural and educational ties. The Russian Empire was actively involved in the political life of the region, aiming to enhance its influence in Palestine while supporting the Christian population. These historical connections laid the foundation for the later development of relations between Russia and Palestine, which continued to strengthen during the Soviet and post-Soviet periods. Read more. Putin reaffirms Russia's support for Palestine. Anyway, Russia today. The Soviet Union was one of the first states to recognize the Palestine Liberation Organization, PLO, in 1974 and actively supported the Palestinians in their struggle for self-determination. The USSR played a vital role in providing political and diplomatic backing to the Palestinian people, as well as in offering military and economic assistance. At the time, Moscow viewed this support as a critical element in the fight against imperialism and in the spread of communism among Arab states. This backing continued even after the collapse of the Soviet Union, with Russia assuming the role of one of the principal advocates for Palestinian statehood. That was the Chilean heroes. Chilean crazy heroes. At the time, Moscow viewed this support as a critical element in the fight against imperialism. Just one second. Vital role in providing political and diplomatic backing to the Palestinian people, as well as in offering military and economic assistance. At the time, Moscow viewed this support as a critical element in the fight against imperialism and in the spread of communism among Arab states. This backing continued even after the collapse of the Soviet Union, with Russia assuming the role of one of the principal advocates for Palestinian statehood on the international stage. However, the focus later shifted to establishing the region and implementing UN resolutions. Moscow has maintained this course, consistently expressing its commitment to actively participate in resolving the Middle East conflicts and supporting the Palestinians' right to establish their own state with East Jerusalem as its capital. Over the past decades, Russia has steadfastly advocated for a peaceful resolution for the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, endorsing the creation of an independent Palestinian state that will coexist peacefully with Israel. Moscow is actively involved in international forums such as the Middle East Quartet, which also includes the UN, the EU, and the US, aimed at facilitating peace in the region. In these efforts, Russia strives to maintain a balance by engaging in dialogue with various Palestinian factions, including Fatah and Hamas. This approach allows Moscow to play a pivotal role in mediating between different sides of the conflict, thus solidifying its position as a key player in international diplomatic efforts to stabilize the region. In addition to political support, Russia provides substantial humanitarian aid to the Palestinian people amid ongoing conflicts and severe humanitarian challenges in the Palestinian territories. Moscow offers financial assistance, delivers humanitarian supplies, and supports medical and educational programs. Russian humanitarian initiatives include the provision of food, medicine, and equipment, as well as educational opportunities for Palestinian students at Russian universities. This aid is a crucial aspect of Russian-Palestinian relations, demonstrating Russia's commitment to supporting the Palestinian people in difficult circumstances. The frequent visits of Palestinian leaders to Moscow and regular high-level contacts highlight the importance of this relationship for both sides. Russia views Palestine as a key partner in the Middle East, which is reflected in Moscow's active involvement in international efforts to achieve peace and stability in the region. In turn, the Palestinian National Authority (PNA) regards Russia as one of its primary allies, capable of supporting its aspirations for independence and prosperity. These interactions are underpinned by Moscow's long-term policy aimed at strengthening ties with Palestine and its people, underscoring the strategic nature of the relationship between the two countries and its significance for both parties in the global context. Yeah, Palestine is such a small country compared to Russia. For sure. A visit of strategic importance. It seems that the primary purpose of Mahmoud Abbas' visit was to engage in consultations and exchange views on the latest developments in Palestine and the international arena. A crucial aspect of this visit was also the coordination of positions and the strengthening of bilateral relations across various spheres, particularly considering Russia's influence in global politics, its permanent presence in the UN Security Council, and its significant role in the Middle East. Mahmoud Abbas emphasized that the relationship between Palestine and Russia has always been marked by historical depth and resilience and continues to evolve. At first glance, this visit might be seen as a routine diplomatic effort aimed at bolstering ties with Moscow and improving the PNA's negotiating stance in future talks with Israel. However, the situation is far more complex, especially in light of the recent escalation of conflict that began on October 7, 2023. Washington has been actively trying to involve the PNA in discussions about the post-war governance of Gaza and other Palestinian territories, while Hamas representatives have repeatedly reached out to Moscow. Moreover, during negotiations with Israel, which were mediated by Egypt, Qatar, and the US, Hamas insisted on including Russia among the guarantors of any post-war settlement. In this intricate geopolitical landscape, it is crucial for President Abbas to maintain balance in his external relations and secure Moscow's support in order to strengthen the PNA's position and ensure its influence in the future governance of Palestinian territories. The standing of Abbas' party Fatah was weakened considerably among Palestinians in comparison to Hamas. Amid the ongoing conflict in Gaza, an increasing number of Palestinians, even in areas traditionally loyal to Abbas, are beginning to sympathize with Hamas. The Israeli raids on the West Bank, which occur on a weekly basis, have resulted in the arrest of hundreds of Palestinians who support the group. The PNA has been unable to counter these actions, further undermining its position. Additionally, socioeconomic and political challenges continue to exacerbate the population's dissatisfaction with Abbas' administration. In this context, Moscow's support could be crucial for Abbas in the future. As previously noted, the Soviet Union was a staunch supporter of the Palestinian struggle for statehood, a stance that has persisted in Russia's contemporary foreign policy. Moscow consistently advocates for a long-term and just resolution of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, endorsing the concept of peaceful coexistence between Arab and Jewish states. Furthermore, Russia maintains strong and trustworthy relations with various Palestinian factions, including Hamas and other resistance groups, enabling it to play a significant role in mediation and dialogue in the Middle East. These contacts are rooted in Moscow's long-standing policy of engaging with all parties involved in the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Unlike many Western countries, Russia seeks to exclude no one from the dialogue, allowing it to act as a mediator capable of negotiating even with groups that other international players have deemed irreconcilable. This approach not only helps Moscow to reinforce its influence in the region, but also contributes to the search for the compromise solutions necessary for achieving a lasting peace. President Abbas is well aware that among all the major international players, Russia possesses a unique ability to bring together the various Palestinian factions and achieve a consensus. Although the most recent reconciliation between Palestinian groups was facilitated by China, it was the long and painstaking work of Russian diplomats that laid the groundwork for successful dialogue. Palestinians also recognize that the primary global intermediaries, such as Western countries, have traditionally taken a more pro-Israel stance. In this context, Abbas' statement before his trip, in which he highlighted the importance of the Middle East Quarter created to coordinate efforts toward a peaceful resolution of the Arab-Israeli conflict, is particularly telling. Abbas hopes that with the possible positive outcome of the prolonged negotiations mediated by Egypt, Qatar, and the US, and the end of the conflict in Gaza, the governance of the entire sector should be transferred to the PNA and Fatah to avoid a repeat of the civil war between Fatah and Hamas as occurred in 2006, when the two political forces fought for control of Gaza. Abbas needs the backing of Russia and Turkey, which is why he headed to Turkey immediately after his visit to Moscow. A world on edge. The world stands on the edge, with the Middle East once again at the epicenter of global tensions. The stakes are high, not only for the region, but for international peace and security. As President Abbas continues his diplomatic efforts, the hope for a resolution to the Palestinian-Israeli conflict remains faint, but not entirely extinguished. However, the road ahead is fraught with challenges, and the potential for further bloodshed is ever present. The question now is whether the international community can muster the political will and strategic foresight to prevent the situation from spiraling out of control, or whether we are witnessing the prelude to a new and even more destructive phase in the history of the Middle East. At present, no future prospects are clear, and in virtually none of the possible developments are off the table. At the very least, one must acknowledge that Israel and its allies are unlikely to allow the unification of Palestinian forces. The art of politics in the region has always revolved around the principle of divide and conquer. Despite ongoing diplomatic efforts, the situation in the Middle East is marked by extreme uncertainty and escalation tension. The assassination of Ismail Haniyeh in Tehran has left the world holding its breath, anticipating Iran's potential response against Israel. The increasing military presence of the US and its allies in the region has significantly heightened the risk of the conflict escalating into a full-scale war that could engulf the entire Middle East. Today is being a holiday, a religious holiday of Holy Mary or something. Chile is a pretty Catholic country. It's a shame. It's a shame. I wonder if in Palestine you have this situation here. Look. Hi, Tommy. Tommy. Yeah, this is how to say, that was shit. Shit water, understand? Water from the bed, water from shit and piss water. Beautiful sight after the shit water. What about this beautiful sight? Really beautiful, isn't it? Yeah, I think this is another planet, you know? Looks like another planet. I never get tired of coming here. Yeah, so we are here in the studio. Here we are in the studio, just reading what happened with. I'm going to make a 47 minutes long program. Yeah, it's not a talk show. It's not a show, Tommy. Hi, Tommy. Mursi is happy because I came. She's free earlier because today is holiday. I didn't knew. I didn't knew that. Oh, the sun is just in front of us. Yeah, that's better. Just 1 second. So let's finish this news. Would me, would you, would us. This is the Huawei cell phone. I guess the camera is not that better, it's not that good as the Samsung. I'm sorry, I will have to give that point to the Japanese people. I'm guarantee you, Chilean people will never have their own cell phone. They will never have their own smartphones. So sad. Just 1 second. those dogs are happy. Those dogs are happy. But anyway, let's read this news. Let's finish. At present, no future prospects are clear and virtually none of the possible developments are off the table. At the very least, one must acknowledge that Israel is in and its allies are unlikely to allow the unification of Palestinian forces. I guess I missed something before. The question now is whether the international community can muster the political will and strategic foresight to prevent the situation from spiraling out of control, or whether we are witnessing the prelude to a new and even more destructive phase in the history of the Middle East. There's a related news. Read more. Chile in Israel. Germany is still drawing the wrong lessons from the Holocaust. Yeah. Chile in Israel. That's news. I'm going to read this one next. At present, no future prospects are clear and virtually none of the possible developments are off the table. At the very least, one must acknowledge that Israel and its allies are unlikely to allow the unification of Palestinian forces. The art of politics in this region has always revolved around the principle of divide and conquer. Despite ongoing diplomatic efforts, the situation in the Middle East is marked by extreme uncertainty and escalating tensions. The assassination of Ismail Haniyeh in Tehran has left the world holding its breath, anticipating Iran's potential response against Israel. The increasing military presence of the US and its allies in the region has significantly heightened the risk of the conflict escalating into a full-scale war that could engulf the entire Middle East. In such an environment, many smaller and mid-sized players are seeking the support of major powers to safeguard themselves and strengthen their influence amid growing instability. In this complex and unpredictable context, President Abbas' visit to Moscow takes on particular significance. With the balance of power in the region under threat, predicting future developments becomes nearly impossible. Since the collapse of the Soviet Union, Russia's influence in the Middle East was notably weakened. However, in recent years, Moscow has been actively reasserting its presence and strengthening its positions. Abbas' visit can be seen as an attempt to fortify Fatah's standing, secure Kremlin support, and explore ways to stabilize the region. However, despite concerted efforts of Moscow, Washington and other foreign powers, none have the real capacity to untangle the intricate web of contradictions that define the region. In the end, the outcome may hang on the ability of the key players to move beyond their entrenched positions and work towards a genuinely inclusive and sustainable peace process. However, given the current climate of mistrust and antagonism, such a shift seems unlikely in the near term. The risk of conflict continues to overshadow the prospects for peace, and as tensions escalate, both the region and the world brace for what may come next. The sense of inevitability hangs heavy in the air, as if the players of this geopolitical stage are merely going through the motions, driven more by the momentum of past actions than by any clear vision of the future. So, in this article, I learned that I heard about before. It's different. That Hamas and the Palestinian Authority are two different things. So it doesn't matter. Let's keep reading. I'm not sure what I'm doing here with this angle, with this camera, but there we go. There it is. Yeah, maybe the audio in this episode is not great because it's kind of the microphone is far away, is in the other side. So more news from Russia Today now. News from Kursk region. So in recent episodes, I've criticized the content of CGTN and Russia Today, but maybe not. Nobody's controlling the situation. Nobody can control what happened in Kursk. Nobody can control what happens in China. Something funny happened. I'm going to record from the other side now. Despite I don't have... Look, I'm going to change the way just because of something is happening. Look. Just 1 second. Look. There's a strait in the air. There was an airplane. There was an airplane over there. So in the end of the show, you will see that you will see the, I don't know how to say, the trail, the plane trail will move. You will see it's moving very quickly actually. August 15, 2024, Ukrainian HIMARS destroyed in Iskander strike. Ukrainian HIMARS, and we have photographs, we have video. Ukrainian HIMARS destroyed. I don't know what's a HIMARS, but maybe it's a device, it's an artillery device. Ukrainian HIMARS destroyed in Iskander strike. MOD video. The US provided rocket launcher bombing Kursk region was taken out in Sumy while bombing Russia. Source Russian Defense Ministry. August 15, 2024. Russia Today. One of the, there's the video. This lens over there and this Huawei cell phone is not that great, so that's why I'm not showing you. One of the high mobility artillery rocket system, HIMARS, high mobility artillery rocket system, HIMARS launchers, HIMARS launchers the US has provided to Kiev has been destroyed in the Sumy region of Ukraine. Yeah, there's a video, definitely. It is blowing on the air. Definitely. There's a mushroom like, there's a bomb on the HIMARS. According to a high-resolution video published by the Russian Defense Ministry, in a move described by Moscow as an act of terrorism, several thousand troops crossed over from Sumy into Russia's Kursk region last week, seeking to relieve pressure on the Donbass front and to seize some Russian territory as a bargaining chip. Moscow has responded with intense air and artillery strikes against invaders. So this is very stupid from Ukraine. Everything from Ukraine is kind of stupid, I guess. The video released on Thursday shows drone footage of the M142 HIMARS firing a couple of missiles from a road somewhere in Sumy region. The unit then moves down the road and into woods to reload. Within minutes, an Iskander ballistic missile strikes the woods, destroying the Ukrainian rocket launcher. The video shows secondary explosions of HIMARS ammunition as well. According to the Russian Defense Ministry, the strike destroyed the launcher, a 6 rocket reloading pod, and 2 service vehicles of the Ukrainian artillery unit. Source Russian Defense Ministry. The M142, the M142 is mounted on a wheeled truck chassis and can fire volleys of GPS-guided rockets, converted aircraft bombs, or long-range ATACMS, ATACMS, ballistic missiles. It's not like Atacama Desert, not. It's ATACMS. ATACMS. There's no ATACMS. Anyway, ballistic missiles. The U.S. has provided Ukraine with at least 40 launchers, according to information released by the Pentagon. So, as you can see, right here in Chile, we don't have nothing but plain trails. Only plain trails. Have you saw the plane trail? It moves so fast. Yeah. So I'm going to keep the camera over there. So I don't know what's next. I don't know what's next. Yeah, I guess this is not so important, but I'm going to read it anyway. August 15, 2024, home Russia and former Soviet Union. Ukrainian troops in Nazi helmets downed Russian pensioner. The incident, presumably filmed by troops themselves, appears to have occurred in Kursk region, where Kiev launched an incursion. Screenshot from video on Ukrainian soldiers harassing Russian villagers in Kursk region. A video is circulating in social media showing Ukrainian armed forces soldiers wearing Nazi-style helmets harass another elderly villager in what appears to be Russia's Kursk region, where Kiev has been conducting a cross-border assault over the past week. The clip is believed to have been filmed by the soldiers themselves. The incident appears to have taken place several days ago, but footage of it began to spread online on Thursday. The Match Telegram channel has suggested that the video was shot on August 11 in the village of Zaoleshenka in Sudansky district. In the clip, Ukrainian soldiers can be seen filming a road sign pointing to the city Belgorod and Korenevo, a settlement in Kursk region. The camera then passed to what appears to be a camouflaged SUV equipped with a machine gun and a soldier wearing a helmet resembling those of the Schutzstaffel SS, responsible for the most brutal atrocities committed by Nazi Germany during World War II. So yeah, these people, I'm going to show the video. I'm going to see the video. So there's a video. They are Ukrainian people, Ukrainian soldiers. Well, the video stopped, but they are in Russia, I guess. My connection is not so great. Anyway, so there are Ukrainian soldiers in Russia. The video then shows several pieces of destroyed heavy equipment before painting to an elderly man. The soldiers then address the pensioner as a Russian Ivan, and start berating him in German, stating that all Russians are pigs, and telling him to go drink vodka. The Russian man said he is 74-year-old and complained that he has been lost for 5 days. According to the Telegram channel, Mash, the elderly man, who was reportedly being identified as Alexander Gusarov, has not been seen in 10 days. His relatives said that the last time they spoke to him was August 6th. It's suspected that Alexander may have been killed. Meanwhile, the Shot Telegram channel has claimed that it has identified the Ukrainian soldier wearing the Nazi helmet as 38-year-old Vasil Daniluk, a resident of the city of Orodenka in Ukraine's Ivano-Frankivsk region. Russian State Duma member Leonid Slutsky, leader of the Liberal Democrat LDPR party, has since announced a 5 million ruble, $56,000 reward for the capture of the Ukrainian fighters who arrested the retiree. He stressed that Russians will not tolerate Nazis on their land, and call on all doubters on Ukrainian Nazism to open their eyes. Quote, all those who speak about imaginary Nazism in Ukraine should now choke on their own stupidity, Slutsky said. Kiev launched its incursion into Russia's Kursk region on August 6. Russia's defense ministry has since stated that the Ukrainian advance has been halted, but Kiev's troops still hold a number of settlements. Since the start of the operation, Kiev has lost some 2,640 servicemen and several hundred military hardware units, including 37 tanks and 32 APCs, according to Moscow's estimates. Well, that's it. Oh, I'm going to do my yoga now. Yeah, more yoga, I guess. So that was Russia Today, right till the end. But I guess it's better CGTN right till the end.
narcotraficante, terrorista como Pinochet se dio al lujo de entrar a una embajada y lo hace un presidente democráticamente electo. ¿No? Pero además, espérate, dos antecedentes más, dos señales más. El accidente del presidente de Irán. Yo todavía estoy en duda. Yo voy a esperar la investigación. Entregué mis condolencias, algunos se escandalizaron, pero todo el mundo civilizado entregó las condolencias porque se murió un presidente electo bajo otras normas que son de un país distante, que uno puede adscribir o no a los regímenes teocráticos. A mí no me gustan los regímenes teocráticos, pero era el presidente de una nación que además fue tremendamente solidaria con el pueblo palestino, y por lo tanto yo lamento mucho la muerte de toda esa comitiva, ¿no?
Pero una pregunta, Daniel, si
Pero,
tú dices, tú vas a esperar que saque la investigación, y yo te hago la siguiente pregunta, ¿y qué pasa? A lo mejor...
Además, el atentado contra el presidente de, ¿cómo se llama? ¿Eslovaquia?
Sí. Robert Fico.
Contra Fico, que afortunadamente no murió, recibió 4 balazos. Entonces, ¿qué está pasando con la ultraderecha que hoy día está dispuesta a poner en jaque todo el orden mundial que la misma derecha construyó para poder asegurar la restitución de las tasas de ganancia a las cuales están acostumbrados?
Ahí te hago una pregunta. Daniel, ¿pero qué significa que hice la bandera negra en Irán?
So yeah, the war is going crazy. Today is today we are in the sunset. Today Catholic people in Chile celebrates something about the Virgin something. The Holy Mary. Holy Mary. These dogs love to be. These dogs love. They love the afternoon.